That's something. He lets you take the fall for the crime, huh?
Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. Today we're looking at a case from Federal Way, Washington, where an elaborate retail theft scheme unfolded at a major retailer. We'll break down the incident, we'll discuss the relevant Washington laws with the applicable statute numbers, and I'll even tell you a bit about a story from my own past from the early 2000s dealing with similar tricks. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, that's really nice how he just left you. Huh. Yeah, I wonder why he'd do something like that.
I don't know who's that.
Yeah. That's something. He lets you take the fall for the crime, huh?
Sorry?
He lets you take the fall for the crime. He's not willing to get caught. He just lets you get caught.
Oh, but please, can you tell me what I do?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
Why am from... You put this one in my hand?
We'll get to that in a minute. Because you're being detained right now.
Please, can you tell me what happened? Where am I going? Ouch!
Alright. So have a seat. You're being detained right now. We're investigating a crime. And we believe that you and your husband or your partner just committed, okay?
What's that?
Yep. So you're not free to go.
Please, can I go to the toilet? Please, I beg you, come with me.
No, you're staying right here.
No, you come with me.
No, you're staying right here.
Please, I beg you.
9 354.
Please, mister. You come with me. Because I want to go to the
Can
toilet,
you put me
please.
on suspicious search? I have one detained in code 4 at the moment. You have your ID on you? You care if I open and get your ID?
I give you my ID.
I can get it, okay. Is it in here?
I give you the ID, please. Can you open my...
Just tell me where it is. I'll get it if you tell me where it is.
There's one in my bag.
Right here, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this one.
Back here?
Yeah, this one.
Is it in here? Okay.
This. The New York. New York.
Georgia?
New York.
New York? Okay.
Can I put my this one back?
9 354 with a name out of New York. Is this real?
Sorry?
Last of Vladimir, Victor, Lincoln, Adam, David, Ida, Mary, Ida, Robert, first of Jessica, John, Edward, Sam, Ida, Charles, Adam, date of birth, 1995.
So here's a whole list of her aliases. Let's see if any of those are on it.
Okay.
To all the names she provided.
Alright, so what's your real name?
Jessica.
Jessica?
Nothing else.
Okay, you know lying to the police is a crime?
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are lying because there's no record on that name. You are lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Yes, you're lying. You want to give me your real name, or do you want to get charged with giving an officer fake identification information?
This one is my name.
It's not your name.
It's my name, I swear. It's my name.
Do you have another ID in there? Can you work on building PC for the money switch?
I'm gonna go. We're gonna need an email.
Please, can I go to the restroom?
No,
Please,
no.
you come with me.
Nope.
Please, I beg you.
Nope.
She needs to use the bathroom.
She's not going.
Please.
Nope, she's not going. You can wet your pants. I don't care.
Denise, I'm swapping out with you.
So here's what's going to happen. You can either give me your correct name right now, or I'm going to get you fingerprinted. I'm going to get you fingerprinted, and then when your real name comes up, you're going to be charged with the crime for lying to the police. Okay, so you have one more chance.
I don't have another name.
Because
This one is my
okay,
name.
no, all right. 9 354. Can you send an APHIS to my location? Hey, John,
Yeah.
do whatever you need to do to build PC in the other stores on the same subject.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
make calls or
I'll see
whatever,
what I can
because
do.
we can go on that too.
Okay.
Hey Nate, have the guy audit the drawers too.
Which one?
Have the guy audit the drawers right now to see if this happened right now. Is there any way that can?
I can audit the registry.
Yep. See what we can get there.
At this point in time, the woman was only detained. The officer still needed enough evidence to make an arrest.
All right, so this is fake. Yeah, it's fake. It can just go in the garbage. It's fake. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fake. Hey John, if you have any with the former incidents, if you have any evidence there that this is an accomplice, then we can go that route also,
Okay. I have something to
and
show.
we can add that.
I have one from a couple months ago.
Okay.
I think it was a prior one in February.
Okay. All right, that's the guy that was here tonight.
While reviewing past incidents, a loss prevention team member returned with the audit of the cash drawer involved in the scam. Unsurprisingly, it was short by a significant amount, closely matching the value of the products that had been, quote-unquote, purchased.
So what do you have?
$31.99.37 is what we're short right here. Cash long short.
Okay.
So basically $3,200 probably.
All right. Hey John. So
There we
it's
go.
like $3,200.
Short there too. Yes, got her there.
Okay. So how are you going to put this together with her to this?
We're gonna have to get the video of her handing them cash and who she handed it to. And he was there from part of the beginning. Him and Cole. You might have to talk to all three of them because they were kind of all three. She wanted so much stuff. There's still more stuff up there they didn't get on the ground.
So pull it all together
I'll go get that
and
then-
get it where I can build this, because if we arrest her tonight, this is a felony charge. We have 72 hours for our detectives to be able to run this case.
Okay.
And push the charges through.
Okay.
So when she goes to jail, it starts the clock ticking.
Okay.
That's why it needs to be fairly solid when I leave here with her.
Okay. I do everything I can.
Yep. So yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna go get the rest of this stuff.
So right now it looks like you stole $3,200, something like that. So that's what we're working through. Okay, just to update you on what we're looking at. So here's the detainee. The ID is fake. I can't even get a name on her yet, but they're coming. But I'm still working through PC with John. So.
She's from New York? When did you come to Washington? So when did you get to Washington?
2-3 days. 2-3 days.
2 to 3 days. How'd you get here?
Car.
Car? You drove from New York?
Yeah.
In your own personal car? Someone drove you from New York? What brings you to Washington?
Sorry?
What brings you to Washington State?
I don't know.
Hmm?
Visit.
So I'm sure he's already explained it to you. He's not pulling up anything on that driver's license.
What?
We're not getting that, that return for your driver's license? It's not showing like it's a real license.
It's real.
It's real. Because I'm also from New York. And I left New York, I guess, after that was issued. My driver's license from New York looked nothing like that.
It's real.
Hmm?
I heard it's real.
Where'd you get it from?
I make school, right? From the driving license.
No, but where did you get it from?
She had no answer.
He wants me to get all the items.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Cole get it all back. Rosa actually saw the switch.
Okay.
She came and told me about it.
All right.
I couldn't understand what she was saying at first because she talked so soft. And I just asked her what happened, and she said, because he said that she never took the money back.
Okay.
She did that. Rosa said that she laid it all out. She said she thinks it was probably $1,000, and it was Isaiah on the register. Rosa was standing behind, so she could see the whole thing, and she saw the what do you call it, the switch. So you might want to talk to Rosa maybe in like an audio interview.
I will.
or something.
I will.
I told her that she's Because Isaiah told me twice that she never took the money back.
She never took. She what?
Isaiah told me twice
Yeah.
that she never took the money back. But
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Hey. So I'm going to talk to you about the switch. To just tell me what you saw when they came from the beginning to the end. What you saw happen.
It was just normally like, it was kind of weird because she kept asking for like, at first she started with watches and then she started like asking for like the GoPro, like headphones and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then the husband was asking for like PS5 and like I think other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually when he was checking the lady out, I think she ended up not wanting some stuff. And then when they were counting the money, she took it back, and then that's when I saw her like slip her finger like through the bills.
Okay.
And then she kept like eyeing me because she saw me like standing behind like there, and she kept eyeing me. That's why it kind of like looked suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So had she already paid for the items she had? How did that work
So
before the switch?
Before that checkout that you saw, she had checked out that stuff before, and that's when I went to go look for it.
Okay. And then at what point did you see the switch, her do the switch?
I didn't see her take the money. I just saw her finger like divide because when Isaiah stood up in front of her, so I didn't see her like stuff anything. I just saw like it was weird that she.
Okay. So it was when Isaiah was between you and her, you thought?
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you more in a little.
What's going on, Jessica? You don't know? It takes like 5-10 minutes. He has to like plug in.
Okay. So.
this Isaiah, he's the one that actually took the money.
Okay.
And Rosa was behind him, and she's the one that saw the switch. So.
Tell me what happened as far from your perspective.
I was walking to the bathroom and she asked me where the
You can talk louder.
She asked me where the electronics was at.
Yeah.
And I told her it was across. So I went to the bathroom when I came back and she was still there. And then Cole was talking to her at first. And then she asked me like if we had a tablet and some watches and stuff. So I grabbed them and I
A
brought
tablet and what?
some watches and the GoPros.
Okay.
So-
Apple Watches?
Yeah.
Okay. And you grabbed those for her?
Yeah.
How many?
2 Apple Watches, 2 tablets, and then it was like 3 pairs of headphones.
Okay. You gave those to her. What happened?
I set them down below the counter and then I rung them up. And then she gave me the money, or she counted the money, 1,000 at first, and I counted it back and I laid it down on the table. And then she did it 2 more times for 3,000, and then she gave me another 300 after that. And I put them in the machine to check if they're real. And then I put all of it in the till.
Okay. So she counted 3,000. Did you count 3,000 back to her?
Yeah.
Every single time?
Yeah.
And then she gave you 300 after that. What's that mean?
For
You mean you counted 3,000, 1,000, 3 separate times?
yeah.
Then she laid 300 more on that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you counted that back to her? So you stuck $3,300 in the till?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah. All right. At what point was all of that money laying out there and you not watching it?
When I was putting it in the machine to test it,
Okay. Well, how many did you test?
like 4 or 5.
Okay. Or can you find on your camera that while he's testing it?
Yeah.
While you're testing the 4 or 5, you have your back to it. Nobody else is watching $3,000, correct?
No.
Okay. When did she start dealing with Rosa, the other cashier? And when did the other items come into play? Your transaction had already taken place, right?
Yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't Rosa, it was Cole.
Cole? Okay. But Rosa was there and she saw kind of this going on when she was paying you. Is that when Rosa was there?
She got there like at the end.
Okay.
I think they said that it had happened before.
Okay. So then it looks like she bought like $3,300 worth of stuff. She counted 1,000 out. This dude in here counted 1,000 back 3 different times. Then she hands him 300 to cover the rest of it. When she has 3,300 laying there, he turns and puts 4 or 5 of them in the money tester. Then he puts them in the till. So we think it was when he turned that she took 3,000 back. But that's what we gotta confirm. If not, then I think we gotta let her go.
Okay.
It's
Nothing?
like 5 fingerprint captures. I don't know if she's never fingerprinted before or what, but it should be the entire U.S. So
Yeah.
I got nothing.
There she goes.
Oh, he's not even looking at the
She's not
screen.
even looking, and she took all of it back.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, we got hard evidence.
She took it back.
Yep. Okay, so you're under arrest for, and it's going to be a felony charge for stealing around $3,000. We're going to get the exact number. You're under arrest. Okay, stand up. I'm going to unhook her and take this off. All right, perfect. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right at this time to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. So you're under arrest for theft of $3,000, give or take. We'll get the exact number figured out. But that's what's going on. You understand your rights that I read to you? Yes or no? Huh?
I'm close to nothing.
Okay.
So still waiting for 3 more fingerprints to come back, but so far, like the 10 I took just now, nothing. I did little digging on links just because I'm curious. She was cited back in May in Burbank, California or something like that for doing the same thing. And it mentions in the very vague report that her New York ID is fraudulent with the same ID numbers that you guys ran, so she has a physical copy. It sounds like it's fraudulent, but I don't see anything about like what her actual name and date of birth is.
Okay.
So apparently she's done this before. This was back in May of this year.
They're part of a huge theft ring, and you should see the data that Walmart has on them. I mean, they're hitting y'all's Walmart too. They're hitting every Walmart pretty much, but all over the U.S., it's like millions of dollars. They're Romanian gang or whatever, not gang, but they're basically the modern Romanian. Anyway, but they're all, yeah, mafia type stuff, and they're all like family.
And it's not just in Washington; it's around the U.S.
It's the whole U.S.
Holy shit! Because yeah, I saw the Burbank one, something about like iPads and phones and cash.
Yeah, it's always electronics and it's always cash.
How did you guys catch her today?
So I have a case on these people right now that I've been working from like 2 weeks ago. And I'm still running on purpose just for this, but then I'll turn it off. But they came in tonight and they're like, hey, I think we've got these same people in here. Well, it's different people than the last couple of weeks, but they're the same like facial features. You can tell they're related. I mean, it looks like that, appears to. And then I follow her out. She's walking up to catch the car, the getaway car. He won't even let her in. He speeds off and leaves her standing there. I was like, dude, because he was just in the store with her. He just leaves her. And so at that point, I detain her. I say, okay, we're going to detain you for now and see. And then we have hard evidence of her pulling the money back and keeping like $3,000.
What did she steal today?
It's all electronics.
Okay.
PS5s, AirPod, everything. And she pocketed like $3,000 on the cash. Oh, there's another one got hit. Red Miner.
What's the amount on that one?
This is a 3,000 too.
Oh, no shit. Oh, yeah. Ah.
Goodness.
That's a good piece of evidence right there.
Yep. Probably keeps trying to call her. Some coins.
You could actually go organize retail theft just based on what you got so far.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
100%.
9A 56 360.
Okay.
Let me see that, Georgia. ID.
See, that's a different name.
Yeah.
Right? Francie Amira.
Does it look like her?
Francie. Yeah.
Let me take a look at you real quick. Look this way.
I can't.
Why?
Because it's like
Because of what?
the lights will put me in eyes.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Wow. You got quite a repertoire of names here. What's your real name?
Jessica.
Last name?
Vladimir.
Where do you live at?
New York.
Hmm?
New York.
New York. So you're just here for what? Vacation?
Holiday. I'm coming here, so I'm visiting.
You gotta speak up. I can't hear you.
I'm coming visiting the Seattle. Visiting.
Visiting.
Yes.
It's quite a interesting scam you got there.
I'm going to go get recorded
I'm
statements.
not do
Okay.
scam. I'm not do scam.
Not doing a scam?
No.
No. Put $3,000 on the table and then
I'm not
take them all.
I'm
Take
not
them all
I pay
away.
all the
And then you
stuff.
take all the merchandise.
I
You didn't even pay
all
for
the
it.
stuff. So
You only paid $300. The
No.
video shows that.
I want to see the video.
You'll get to see it in court.
Okay. Really, I want to see the video.
You're not going to see it tonight
Why?
because you're under arrest. We have no legal reason to let you have to take the video.
I'm not taking nothing of this Walmart. I pay all the money.
You know that. You know.
I want to see the video. Video.
You're still gonna. It doesn't matter because you're still gonna get booked anyway. You'll have your chance to look at the video, but that'll be in court, not here out in a police car.
Why not? Because I want to see how can I tell these people from Walmart because I steal the money.
You got a similar receipt for Fred Meyer in your purse for
Yeah.
$3,000.
Yes.
So this seems to be some kind of a pattern for you.
I'm not stealing nothing.
So you're saying that you didn't put $3,000 on the
I pay
On the
all
table.
the money.
and when the
And
person turned around, you took all the money back except for
I'm not
$300
take
bucks,
money back.
and you took the merchandise as well.
I'm not take the money back.
Found it in your purse.
It's my money that. It's my money.
Yeah, that money's going to be in evidence now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not stealing nothing. I pay all the money.
No, that's not what the video is showing, and that's not what they're saying.
The video.
You're not going to see the video tonight. We have no idea who you really are.
I wanna call my solicitor.
Yeah, what?
I wanna call my solicitors.
Solicitor?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I wanna call somebody.
Oh, you get a chance to call somebody, but it'll be from the King County Jail. So my understanding is she goes with all the merchandise. She puts down $3,000 plus. Clerk turns around, starts putting the bills in the fake checker. She grabs all the money, grabs the merchandise, and takes off.
Stays there. So she didn't actually.
Oh.
They don't steal the merchandise per se. What they do. You want to show the video?
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. So what does she do exactly?
It's when they're scanning all the items.
Okay.
So what they do is they scan all the items. She just got hit like last week, was it? Or the week before?
Same person?
They're
Different,
They're
okay.
a group. There's
Group,
about 40
okay.
of them.
Really?
They're from Romania.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
what they do. And what they scan all. They got her for laptops, but they scan all. These headphones are $430 a piece.
Oh, jeez.
These ones are $350.
How did she get them out of the lock case?
So they just ask them.
Oh.
So what they do is they pay cash for it,
Yeah.
and you'll see she puts up all the cash in 3 separate stacks.
Okay.
But they target new associates and young ones.
Trying to go up and more forward.
And then as the associates count the cash, they'll take it back.
There you go.
And then they do a little.
Look at her
They
purse. Look how
fold
much
it
money she
underneath
has.
their thumb, and they just hand it back to them. And the cashier doesn't count it back. Basically, last 2 weeks ago, the total was $3,600. They only paid $1,900.
Ah.
So they do pay cash, but it's not all the cash.
All the cash, I see. That's why she puts it in different stacks.
Yes.
Ah.
Because he counted the first stack.
Yeah.
And they part.
Okay, one. So he's counting it, and he's fake checking them.
He only checks 3 of them.
Okay. And he assumes the rest are okay.
Yes.
Okay, so he takes the second.
Right there. So
Ah. Why didn't he put it in the register?
that's what he should have done, or at least put it
Yeah.
out of her reach.
Right.
With that dollar
Right
amount.
there, I would put it.
Yeah.
He did well with the merchandise. He stuck it down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. Like you're like
So she's
Ernie.
got it ready as soon as, you know, it's kind of like gambling. He's not going to count one of them. If she's got that much money, it must be real.
Third, fourth.
So this is where they need to take it all back.
Mm-hmm. Why is he not saying anything at this point?
I don't know.
Okay, so she has all the cash now. Yeah.
So what you might want to do, note that exact moment.
The time.
Yeah. So you can
Oh, I see what's happening. So
Yeah.
she counts out. Okay, the total is, let's say it's $3,500. She counts it out, right? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 500. So while he's messing around, he puts the money right here. She grabs all the money together, assuming he counted it. Then she sleight of hands
Yes.
the money off of the thing, and then gives the rest back to him,
Correct.
minus approximately whatever.
Yes. And
Okay.
assuming he won't count it again.
Right.
And most of them don't.
Ah.
They're brand new. And that's why they target.
Yes.
There's times they'll walk around the store looking for new associates. If they
Mm-hmm.
don't see any, they'll just walk out.
Oh, okay. I got it. So all in all, what did she short him?
So 3,200. This is the receipts right here.
Mm-hmm.
The till is short 31.99.37.
So how much money did she put out there? What was she?
So that transaction.
3,200.
You can put that in the.
How did she manage to take back so much money though?
What's in that?
She picked it all up
Yeah,
and
sleight of hand it.
and then gave it back to him, and he didn't recount it.
I mean, but $3,000 is pretty thick.
Well, we couldn't really see him count it
Oh,
because he counted it in his hands.
yeah.
It's not on the table, but I did too.
It just seems unlikely that if the total was,
all the money, right? 'Cause-
that's almost all the money that she
Yeah.
took back.
So that's
So
why
how many? Do you want me to ring these up and see what the total was, or do
Yeah,
you
I
want me
didn't
to do
get. I
that?
didn't get.
Is it possible that this associate is working in concert with her?
I got that vibe, but because he told us a few things separately at first.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah,
let's
I
say
know
the total's
exactly this
3,500,
is him.
and that would mean,
But she took all of it back.
yeah, she took basically all of it back.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was confused too at first. I was like, she didn't take all of the money though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he put it in as something different. Because at first he told me that she never touched the money after she laid it down, and that he counted each stack several times. And then I asked him 3 or 4 times because I couldn't figure out. I was trying to figure out if it was short at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you show him her picture on the floor real quick.
Yep. Sure can.
The list of aliases and how many of them there are.
Right here, actually. Right here. Look at that.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at the amount.
This is all the places that
Holy
they
Toledos.
All that.
Let me take a photo of that.
And I can go a little bit down if you want.
$800,000?
And all the places they hit.
There's gotta be an investigator on this. I don't know.
There's gotta be.
One of them got caught. Costco Montanel got caught like 2 weeks ago. He's over $1 million.
Oh, what's the name you said?
Costco Montanel.
So that kind of sounds like the name the other officer said her real name was, or something like that.
Montanel.
Something like that. Like, he said like some weird.
Well, she's getting booked, so they'll figure out who she is.
In this video, we're examining a woman who's caught in the act of orchestrating a sophisticated scam. What happened here? Okay, first we have the suspect enters the store using fake identification, and during what appears to be a normal transaction, she employs a simple sleight of hand switch tactic. Instead of paying in full for her merchandise, she manipulates the cash exchange so that nearly all the money is taken back, leaving the register short by roughly $3,200. The execution, as seen on camera, the suspect's actions include deliberate misdirection, using a sleight of hand to confuse the cashier during the counting process. Her refusal to provide her real name and the discovery of fraudulent IDs further complicate this situation. The officer on scene even mentions ties to a Romanian gang, noting that this wasn't an isolated incident. There have been multiple similar cases across the country, suggesting an organized retail theft ring operating on a very large scale. This case involves several overlapping offenses under Washington law. Let's break them down. So first you have felony theft. This is found at the Revised Code of Washington 9A.56. Theft offenses are classified by the value of the stolen property and the circumstances surrounding the crime. When a large sum is involved, or when the theft is a part of an ongoing, deliberate scheme, the offense may be prosecuted as a felony. Potential punishments are a range from probation or up to several years in prison. It all depends on factors such as the total value stolen and the offender's criminal history. And also, as always, the context of the event, how it happened and what were the circumstances. Let's move on to number 2, fraud and false identification. These are found at separate places in the statutes. It's found at 9A.60 and 9.35.020. The suspect here provided a false name and her identification didn't match any existing records. This conduct is addressed under fraud and criminal impersonation statute. It could also trigger identity theft provisions, starting with 9A.60. This covers criminal impersonation and related fraud offenses. 9.35.020 deals with identity theft, including unauthorized use or possession of another person's identifying information. For this crime, there are some potential punishments. You could be looking at fines, probation, or imprisonment. The penalties, once again, always vary and are based on a person's criminal history and the circumstances involved with this incident. Moving on, the third crime, organized retail theft. This is found at 9A.56.350. This statute targets thefts committed as part of a coordinated scheme against retail establishments. Given that this incident is linked to a series of similar thefts. Remember when he pulled up the screen and there were all these dots? Those were all the cases associated with this set, or they're associated with this group here. It could qualify as organized retail theft. All right, the potential punishment here, it depends on whether the offense is classified as a first degree or a second degree felony, and that's all based on the value stolen. Penalties may include lengthy prison sentences, substantial fines, and restitution orders. Let's talk about a different issue here, and this is one that's interesting for this case. Let's talk about identification issues and a potential Jane Doe problem. All right, beyond the primary theft and fraud charges, Washington law also addresses complications that arise when a suspect provides false or no ID. Let's start with dealing with the Jane Doe issue first. Washington, like most states, have laws in place. A person is not automatically required to volunteer every detail of their identity during a casual police encounter. Washington Revised Code 46.61.020, it compels drivers to ID themselves during traffic stops, but there's no general statutory obligation for pedestrians to provide their real name. Remember, pedestrians means a person walking. However, if an officer has reasonably detained someone during a lawful investigatory stop, and that's a Terry stop, means when they can stop and frisk a person for weapons. And when a stop and identify provision applies, the individual may be required to state their full name then. If a false name is provided, additional charges for obstructing justice or giving false information may follow. Let's talk about being imprisoned without giving a real name. All right, under both the Washington law and the United States Constitution, an individual can't be imprisoned solely for refusing to state their name if there is no law that requires. Okay, simply refusing to provide your name does not, in and of itself, justify you being jailed. Now, if that refusal is a part of some conduct that actively stops or impedes the duties of a police officer, then that's a different situation. Let's talk about some problems when a person can't prove they are a U.S. citizen. Accurate identification is essential for proper booking and protecting a suspect's right. If a suspect can't produce reliable documents or provides a false name, not only does it complicate the criminal investigation, it also may lead to additional charges for identity fraud, as we talked about earlier. Moreover, in the immigration context, failure to prove you are a U.S. citizen or have lawful status can trigger separate proceedings, including detention by immigration authorities or even removal proceedings. This layer of legal jeopardy is separate from the criminal charges, but the consequences are just as real and can really change a person's life. We see here, this woman, she definitely had an accent from somewhere else. Now, with her refusing to give what her real name is so people can look into who she is, she could truly face a visit from the Department of Homeland Security. When building a criminal case, law enforcement must meet several progressive evidentiary standards. First, mere suspicion. This is defined as a hunch or a gut feeling that something may be wrong, but it's not enough to take any legal act. Initially, an officer's gut feeling that something is off isn't enough to take more formal action, like calling in or even stopping a person to make an immediate arrest. It's just a starting point for further inquiry. Number two, reasonable suspicion. This is defined as a specific, articulable basis for suspecting that a person is involved in criminal activity. The suspect's refusal to provide a real name and the use of fraudulent IDs gives officers reasonable suspicion to detain her temporarily to investigate a little bit further. Number three, probable cause. This is defined as a reasonable belief based on fact that a crime has been or is being committed, allowing officers to search or arrest the person. When the video footage, inconsistent identification details, and eyewitness testimony from the cashier come together, they all establish probable cause. This means there's sufficient evidence that a crime was committed, justifying an arrest. Number four, preponderance of the evidence. This is defined as evidence showing that it's more likely than not that a crime or a claim is true. Although more common in civil cases, this standard helps frame the notion that, based on the totality of all the evidence, it's more likely than not that the theft occurred as accurate. Remember, we said this takes about 51% of the evidence showing that a claim is true. Number five, clear and convincing evidence. This is defined as a higher standard requiring evidence that highly and substantially more likely to be true than not. That's about 75%. Although this is more common with fraud cases and administrative hearings, the evidence must be very strong, and it must demonstrate that the suspect's actions were deliberate and part of a greater plan. Number six, beyond a reasonable doubt. This is defined as the highest standard of proof, requiring that there be no reasonable doubt about the defendant's guilt. Ultimately, to secure a conviction, the prosecution must prove that the suspect's guilt is beyond any reasonable doubt. The combination of the video evidence capturing the switch tactic, corroborative witness statement, and digital evidence such as fingerprint scan all aim to meet this highest standard. Now, this isn't the first time that I've seen something like this with the sleight hand trick, especially in the retail setting. Back in the early 2000s, around 2003, maybe 2004, I worked at a place called Movie Gallery. Now, it's a company that's since gone under, but as the name suggests, they were a video rental store in direct competition with Blockbuster. I worked a night shift on a Friday, and Fridays were especially busy with people renting movies for the weekend. So on this particular evening, a group came in of people, and at the time, this is what we call this group of people Gypsy. They tried to shortchange the cashier. Now, I was working one cashier position on the most left side, and we had three positions set up. We were only using two that evening, two outside cashier positions. So they came up to my coworker on the right-hand side, and I was on the left. They tried to shortchange the cashier by exploiting the cash counting process. So they were counting out the money, but when they handed it over, it wasn't the same as he tried to count the same money. It was there. My coworker, he noticed that the numbers weren't adding up, and he asked me to recount the money. I confirmed what he thought. Yes, the money is not correct. Now, the difference was only about maybe $8 or $9. And it's not as big as what they're talking about here in this video, where we're talking about thousands of dollars, but the principle is the same. The tactic was about distraction and misdirection, and the simple hand trick that allowed the person to momentarily adjust the total. So basically, if you're counting out money, you show a person what you're counting out, but when you hand it over, there's still more money left in your hand than the money that you're handing over to that person. It's a simple trick like that. This experience, for me, though it's on a much smaller scale, it taught me about the deceptive practices in retail, and that this kind of situation, this is not new. They evolve and they just scale up over time. I'm bringing this to you all so that you can see and learn and avoid pitfalls if you are in retail. Today's case in Federal Way, Washington serves as a prime example of how modern retail theft schemes have grown increasingly sophisticated. From the deceptive switch tactic to the use of false ID and the additional complications when the suspect refuses or fails to provide a real name. Each element underscores the challenges law enforcement face in tackling these crimes. The laws in place are all there to ensure that such deliberate schemes are met with proportionate penalties. Moreover, the issues surrounding Jane Doe suspects remind us that while there's no blanket requirement to provide your real name, failure to do so in a context where it's legally mandated can lead to serious complications, including additional charges like obstruction, or in some cases, immigration consequence. I invite everyone to share your thoughts. And have you ever dealt with any scam tactics? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Raw. Have a good day.